So you brought up in Bathurst?
Yes, I was brought up in Bathurst as a little country boy. We originally lived in Sydney when we were younger, but Dad wanted to move out to the country. So we bought a property out, or Dad bought a property out at Bathurst many, many years ago. And I grew up, with a lot of, the cultures that were only out there were only like Aboriginal, us as Lebanese, and Australians. Now, in the 80s back then, it was pretty racial. Like at the end of the day, it was a bit hard to live amongst, you could say, the white fellas. I mean, I'm not being racist, but at the end of the day,
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah. We'll say the Anglo-Saxons if that's more comfortable.
Yeah, true. But like, I mean, they used to call us wogs, grease monkeys. Go back to your country, go ride your camel. You just come off the boat. But little they know, we didn't really come off the boat. We flew over here.
From around the pool.
I grew up amongst it all, for the violence that we had. We used to carry knives to school. We used to carry, batons to protect ourselves because we would get jumped at school.
Yeah.
Now, this is like how long? This is over 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, and my parents used to always yell at me because I always used to get into fights, and they used to realise that they always kept thinking it was like
your fault.
My fault.
You're always doing it, but not realising there's people picking on you. Yeah.
So anyway, I tried to tell my parents what it was about, but they wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
So I tried, and just to protect my brothers and my sisters and my sister. There was 3 boys and me and my sister.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and you come from a Lebanese background as well.
Yeah, we're Lebanese background.
When you went to school in Bathurst, you practically got suspended from every single school there, right? Is that true, or is that too far?
No. It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
Say that. I just want to, before we get deep into who you are, I want to get paint a foundation for people to understand before they, like you said, don't judge.
Yeah.
Let them understand who you are, so then they can say, how the hell did you become like that? Because it's a chain of events that got you to this place.
Well, exactly. I mean, like I said, growing up in the violence of where we are, to just stick up for ourselves. And, if anyone called me a wog, that was one word that would just trigger me off.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That word that someone would call me a wog, it was defensive. I'd get upset over it. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Take it to you if you want, the mic. It's up to you, however comfortable you want.
And that's the thing. I didn't like that word at all. Like, I was playing football one day, and I actually jumped, almost scored, and the guy yells out "wog." I just dropped the ball and
in the middle of the field.
In the middle of the field, I could have scored and then went and done it, but I had to go back and slap him for it. You know what I mean? It was something where I shouldn't be doing that stuff, but it was just, I was so angry, like sticking up for our culture and who we are. You know what I mean? And I'm proud to be Lebanese. Don't get me wrong. But I it's just it's hard to explain to them, that to my parents, that why I did that. But then I was suspended from one school. I used to get the cane at Holy Family. That was a Catholic school we were in. I'd get the cane there, and then after I got suspended from there, I went to another school. Every single primary school to high school, every single school I went to, I was suspended. There was one more school, which was Bathurst High School. That was the last school that I was at, and they took me on board, but said to me, if you misbehave, you never. And I was a dropout of school, you could say.
But of course you're going to misbehave. That was the last school you've been to.
Yeah, and that's.
And what happened? Did you misbehave, or you ended up?
Well, I stayed there, but I sort of failed school. So, my first bike I built was a little BMX bike, and I done it up. I painted it with pressure pack can, and I put little stickers on it. And
How old are you?
I think I was about 10. And
So
then I rode it to school, and I said to Mum, I want to ride to school. And I rode from where we live on a farm. Now, a drive from from where our farm is out to school was probably almost 30-minute drive. So you imagine me on the bike just riding
for an hour almost.
Yeah, just riding, and then I'd ride behind the bus and feel I was like I was the man. Like I just wanted to ride.
Yeah.
It was good, but and I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the childhood that I had, but then again, we all had bad childhood. And then from Kelso High, I got expelled from there because I know it sounds crazy, but I found, because we used to go and explore in properties, so I found a marijuana plant, and this marijuana plant that we found it on his property because we would just go wandering in the bush. And I said to my brother, I said to him, man, look at this. It looks like a tunnel. So I went in this tunnel, and then you'd see like it was just cut out. Like this tree was all cut out, this area, and then we'd go in there. So we went in there, and I said, man, this doesn't look right. They look like tomato plants, like my father grows the tomatoes.
Yeah. Similar leaf, huh?
Yeah. So I said to my brother, man, I said, why would someone want to be growing tomatoes out here?
And hiding it, so.
And hiding it.
Yeah.
And it was near a creek and, all that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking, this is where they were getting the water and fertilizer. So then what I did was we didn't know nothing about it. So we were peeling all the leaves, bagging them up, taking them to school. So I thought I was a drug dealer. So while I was selling bags of leaf, when we should have been taking the heads off, which I know now what it is, we should be pulling the heads off. We're pulling the leaf off, selling leaf for $20 a bag this big.
But what made the idea of selling a leaf? Like, was it? How did you come
I didn't
up
know
with that?
because we'd watch.
But did you know it was a marijuana plant?
I knew it was a marijuana plant.
Eventually, okay.
But I didn't know
what is what. Yeah.
What is what? You're supposed to take the heads, not the marijuana plants.
And people actually bought off you.
And people were buying off us. So people were buying $20. Now $20 back then was a shitload of money
for a kid as well.
Yeah, man, $20, mate. Mate, no one would ever see $20.
Yeah.
$20 now would probably be $2,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that much, probably.
No, yeah, about what, say $70, $80 now?
Nah, more.
You reckon?
Yeah, man.
Far
$20.
Everything was cheap, huh?
20, but well,
it's country as well.
Well, don't forget, back then we would have like 5 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents.
Yeah.
We could buy things with that.
Yeah.
But $20,
fuck, you were in heaven.
Mate, you fucking. We were buying shoes, and then my mum would say, because I started buying shoes, like football shoes, with the steel caps, because we used to hear them when they used to click. And we thought we were mad, wearing our football boots and going, playing football. And we'd be buying things that no one could buy. We bought things that no one else could buy, yeah? So then my mum was a bit suspicious on this. So then someone actually ratted on me inside.
In the school?
At the school. And I was called in. I was arrested, taken down to the police station. And then... my mum had to come with me at the time, and fuck me.
That's when you got scared, eh? You were more scared of your mum.
Yeah, man.
Of your parents than of the cops.
I got drilled.
Far out.
Anyway, got expelled from that school, and then when I went to Bathurst High, it was like everyone knew me. Like everyone, when someone knows someone, it's a small country town.
Yeah.
Well, because the teacher, or not the teacher, but one of the students was taking me from class to class to show me what classes I'm going to be doing. And it's like, they show you around.
Yeah.
And then you'd hear...
Everyone knows you.
Yeah, and everyone would go, oh, that's George Farah.
That's
George Farah. Oh, that's George Farah. Be careful of him. And everyone's whispering. I could hear they were whispering. I could hear them. I could actually hear them saying my name. And then I said to myself, you know what? Oh, man, this is going to be fun.